rude boys and shatter youth. Time to put down the weapons of mass destruction. Because, check this, I know you alone, put that in a war zone. I know you alone, put that fling rock stone. I know you alone, put that broke people bone. I know you alone, put that make people mourn. Going around with guns and bombs and knives, destroying innocent lives. Yeah, yeah. Every day you creating war and strife, when you should I know food is the staff of life. Rude boys, but I know you alone, put a bus you 6 funds. I know you alone, put a create decadence. I know you alone, put a be a nuisance. I know you alone, put a sting like red ants. Yet you're going around with guns and bombs and knives, destroying innocent lives. Yeah, yeah. Every day you're creating war and strife, when you should have known food is the staff of life. But I know you alone, put that in a war zone. I know you alone, put a fling rock stone. I know you alone, put a broke people bone. I know you alone, put a make people mourn. Going around with guns and bombs and knives, destroying innocent lives. Yeah, yeah. Every day you're creating war and strife, when you should have known food is the staff of life. Rude boys, but I know you alone, put the bus to 6 funds. I know you alone.
It is such a blessing to be back here Monday night right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Oh my God, I feel like I have been away for such a long time. It was just last week, Monday was what? The Easter weekend. And we did not had the Real Talk show. So I just feel like I've been away for quite a long time. But anyway, good evening to you, St. Kitts and Nevis. How are you doing? This is Lavi Gumbs with the Real Talk. And tonight I have here in the studios with me none other than Judah Farai. And he is the owner of Ital Creation. And tonight we are going to be speaking on business and entrepreneurship. You know, basically having a discussion with him, you know, trying to find out exactly how it is in doing business right now in 2024, coming out of a pandemic with the place locked down. A lot of people seem to think that because the country running good, and not just here for St. Kitts and Nevis, you know, but in the Caribbean. I guess one would say the entire world, but I am Caribbean power, you know what I mean? 100% Caribbean. So a lot of people, like I said, because they think everything is up and running and, you know, we expect to have this fast-paced, but the place was shut down for quite a while. And it's you know, people don't learn about the folio. You know, we kind of antsy and we're getting on because of opinion difference and political reason, religious this, all kind of different beliefs. But people, let's get real. We are facing some trying times. And what is really keeping a lot of people today is just being authentic. Going back to homegrown, how you was raised before we start to travel, before we start to educate ourselves, when one will think when you go away to college and that's education. But you know, the full education is common sense, life lessons, life skills. Our ancestors paved it for us and they didn't have no papers. You understand? And when I say papers, they didn't have no papers like dollars and then they had no papers, the book knowledge. But they had a different kind of knowledge. They have the real earth knowledge right here, living in universe. You understand? So tonight, I am honored to have none other than Judah Farai here with me, and to speak it real, get a different vibes, get it from the real conscious spiritual, Rastafari, no pretty dread up here, no salon dread, the real article, straight nurture. You know what I'm saying? So good evening once again, St. Kitts and Nevis, the internet massive, YouTubers, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are a part of the globe. I am once again Lavi Gumbs, and tonight you're listening to 98.9 FM on WINN FM. So I'm going to go straight and let you get to meet none other than the King, Judah Farai. Good night.
Blessings, everyone. Yes, blessings, everyone. It's a great joy to be here. Give thanks for the opportunity that I can be here tonight and join in with my sister, that we can have a little reason still, because there's really so much things going on. And as she said, that it's not really books that give you the education, is the knowledge, it's just everything. Education in that book, paper and pen. From since you're in mother belly, have you been educated? So we just give thanks for that knowledge, that we could continue, have an open mind, so we can allow ourselves to be educated more and more and more. As we say, we live and we learn, and life is the experience, and we have to continue with the experience. So I'm happy to be here. Yeah, man,
yes,
blessing.
absolutely. And for me, it's a blessing, because even to be on the radio, I would always say none other than the late Noel Zambo Heat.
Mm-hmm.
People like, Noel back in the days. These are the people that we see coming on here, bringing the real nurture and bringing, the education to uplift and motivate and inspire other locals, not just Rastafaris, but, the Caribbean on a whole.
Yes.
Yes, so just having you, come here tonight, I am very, very happy, like I said, because sometimes when we look at people on the outside, we kind of judge them.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm looking at you not just as a earthman, a Rastafari, but a businessman.
Yes.
And this is what we're going to be here for tonight.
Yes.
Because regardless, no matter what religion or whatever culture you decide to go on into, all of us are facing one thing: survival.
Yes.
And who don't want to survive? You see what they're doing. They're killing off one another.
Right.
So once you have a purpose, then you want to be a part of the survival. And the survival, it comes with struggles and everything, but it's also supposed to come with more than just struggle and pain. It can come with love and joy, peace and love, love and light.
Yes. Definitely.
How do you feel about that?
I just said it's a struggle. First, I know she introduced me about other who don't know me still is Judah Farai from the village, owner of ITEL Creation, at ITEL Creation of vegan and vegetarian food. As she said, it's a struggle. It's a struggle with everything. It's a struggle how to live. As Father says, seeking first and everything after. And that's where the struggle there start for us to really take up our cross and really follow Father. It's hard for us to do, so everything is going to be hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tonight, I guess because I started off with the whole long Easter weekend, it's just a blessing being back here, like I said. But Judah Farai, I came across you, not just now, but more so on social media. And I would see the way, you introduce your foods.
Yes.
Your menu looks so ITEL Creation.
Yes.
And it reminds me when I live in, foreign. We see a lot of people up there have all these vegan places, and really and truly, none of them in there is really Rasta,
Yes.
you know. And I would say that this holistic eating well, this has come from a long, long years, donkey years when it comes to Rastafari,
Yes. Yes.
right? And this is what really make me become so aware of health.
Yes. Yes.
You know, my mental awareness and everything. You know, a lot of people are talking about the fitness, but it stems from what you eat,
Yes. Yeah.
right? So we need both to connect,
Yes.
eating and exercising.
Yes.
But when I saw you on Facebook and I see the way how you present your foods and your menu, I was like, wow. And then I finally decided I have to visit, and I realized it was homegrown.
Yes.
So that even made me feel even much better.
Nice.
You know, and I visit your place and the whole vibes about it. And I see you have, I don't know if I want to say it on air, but I see you have a lot of the international schools that, they come to your business and patronize you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
You know, it's like a nice yard. You know, it reminds me of back in the days, but well clean, where you sweep the yard and, you sprinkle it and you're good to go again.
Yes. Yeah.
What have motivated you to open up a business like that, besides just being a Rasta?
Well, for me, start with, I used to like to eat, and my auntie she lives in town, but she always tell me she prefer to buy clothes to me than food. So I had to cook, So I know eating healthy is very important because that's how I eat, and I know bringing it, making this in the country, it's gonna be a help not just for me but for the people of Sinkers and the visitors as well, because eating healthy is very important. And here in Sinkers we go up on a lot of bread. You get half a cheese, half of this, half of that, and when eating bread is pasta and rice, and those things really acidic and they're really not so healthy for our body. So I had to make a change and a change in my diet, and I think that opening a business here in Sinkers, doing vegan and vegetarian food, it really can make a change for the people.
Right. So listening to you say that you like to eat and you used to eat all kind of different kind of foods. So would you say being a Rastafarian that was able to help you in terms of like your mindset?
We are part of it, but it's a part of it because it helped me to change my diet, being in that journey. But as I said, life is an experience, and as you live, you learn. And I have learned a lot on my journey that caused me to change a lot,
So what part of, I know you say you're from the village. Did you say what area you was from?
Hainsmith Village.
Hainsmith Village. When I think of Hainsmith Village, I just think of the Patsy playing field.
well, Aladia is a part of the Hainsmith Village. So
Yeah.
I'm right there by the alley, the first alley, just behind Conway's right there.
Oh, so who is your parents?
Ursula Henry, my mother, Rosie Henry. Everyone used to know Rosie Henry a long time ago from the big drum them. She could have dance. Yeah, man. So Rosie Henry, my grandmother, Ursula Henry, my mother.
Wow.
Chulita Percival, my father. That's why the one-wheel bike man long time ago, he was very known. In time when I was small, going, my father named Chulito, man, one-wheel bike man. People say, yeah, I know him because he was real good in the one-wheel bike.
Oh, yeah, the man with the one wheel.
Tall, and
Yes,
you had to go up on high
yes,
walls
yes,
sometimes to
yeah.
go up on that bike,
Oh,
Yeah.
my. Now that you said it, I remember.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, he was well known, even in the movies and so. He used to go in and break time, he used to go in and do things, put people on his shoulder. He got pictures with him and milk can, the bike, front wheel and milk can, the back wheel and milk can,
Could you imagine all of this? Overseas, like you get a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
And and that's another thing where we're down here in the Caribbean, especially in small islands, and we take these things for granted. And I don't think that a lot of us have strayed away from appreciating people with natural talent,
Yes.
people who keep it authentic.
Yes.
Because we live in a fabricated world, a superficial world, where we kind of feel like certain people in certain positions, we don't really value them. But we all need people in every job,
Yeah.
So tonight we have to let the people know what business you're in, where you're located, and maybe some of the difficulties or challenges that you might be facing, or maybe some things that you probably think that needed.
Right. Well, as a business owner, as you're saying, you started to say that it's a struggle, and it is a struggle because to me, I think that more people coming in to invest, they get more help. As a small business, we need help as well, financially help, especially to get the business going and get it going. Otherwise, you're not going to have no small business in St. Kitts, only foreigners, and which is good still that they're coming in, but we need more support for the local business them to help us keep going and help us with the struggle as well,
All right. I hear a lot of people. I mean, most of the time when you hear people speak about local, we speak about the help and the support. Tell us, like, what kind of help? Because I think sometimes people, they probably take the word help for granted or overuse the word help or misinform of the word help.
Yeah.
So sometimes they think that we're just saying, okay, just put this in our hand,
Yeah,
but
not
you're not fully
fitting,
well.
yeah.
So maybe you want
It's
to
not fitting,
explain
but
a little bit more about what you mean by.
for someone that who have a good vision, because we all have that talent, and we need to bring out the talent inside of us. The passion that we have is what we need to go for. So if someone have a passion in something, and they go to the bank, for a loan, and the bank could see what the passion is, what really the goal is, I think that's where the help come in, to help them financially. Now, they're going to pay it back as a loan,
Yes.
but to see the vision and help someone in it.
I want to say this tonight, right? And I think we live in St. Kitts right now, and especially natives. I feel like we like damn if you do, damn if you don't. Where people are afraid to talk about certain things, so it's like we don't want to touch this because we don't want to offend those people. But are these people thinking about offending us?
Right.
And these are things that we need to address. And what I'm saying here, I went to Development Bank the other day, and while I was there, I saw somebody that's not from St. Kitts. Of course, they probably have the citizenship.
Yes.
And what I saw is someone was in the line, and I know they're not from St. Kitts. So evidently, they will have got loan from Development Bank. People said Kittitians that travel all over Judah. But even though we travel all over, before we get to do certain things, there's so many channels and things that we have to go through before we get these things done.
Yes.
Like if you go to America, you don't born there. You have to go get your green card, and years upon waiting for these green cards. Yeah. And when you get your green card after 5 years before you can naturalize, I think they brought it down to 3, I'm not too sure. And then also doing all of that, you just can't go in and start getting loans from certain things like right away without all this procedure.
Right.
Unless you're doing something illegal.
Yeah, right.
So I am just saying, right, that when I see the foreigners, they're marching in Development Bank, and evidently they're doing business in Development Bank.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that locals not doing it, but there's a lot of locals don't even get the opportunity to do it.
Right.
Right? And this kind of thing really says a lot. And it hurts me representing our local grassroots people out there.
Yeah.
Because I feel every individual in St. Kitts and Nevis called natives should be taken care of, especially, as you said, give them that opportunity if they're trying to help themselves. Right? And even if they're not trying to help themselves, let us provide other opportunities to help them, because there's a lot of people who have not traveled.
Yes.
We're still in a little small box. A lot of those people that are coming here, some of the things that they're doing, they would not have it in where they're from. And the same thing like us. A lot of locals go away and they're not going to come back because there's no opportunity here. Everybody chasing the dollar.
Yeah.
Kittitians don't leave from here and really go those other islands to live, unless for whatever reason, but very, very low percentage. Most of those people, the dollar is very low.
Yes.
And St. Kitts really need a diversity, but I feel that we really need to have some association here. We need boards, boards of directors, not just a director, give you a director job, board members, excuse me. But we really need some we need some structure here, and especially for entrepreneurs.
Right, right.
Because if you go on the air, Judah, not on the air, sorry. If you go online and you punch in Google entrepreneurship for St. Kitts and Nevis, there's really nothing,
Right, right.
or there's not enough to show you the guidelines, what the do's, the don'ts.
Right.
So it leaves that anyone can come in because we don't have any boards to protect us.
Right, right.
Right? Matter of fact, we go on, everybody talking about entrepreneurs. All of a sudden, if you have a business, everybody's an entrepreneur. And you fully well know you don't become an entrepreneur just like that,
Right.
a business person. But here in St. Kitts, in the small island, it's like copy and paste. You have this, so everybody is a cook now.
Right.
Everybody is this, everybody is that. But what happened to those that basically going the legal way, paying the taxes, going the right way to open up the business, than just jumping and doing something that's on the side? What are there to protect us? Nothing. So just like what you're saying, we're coming up against all these people who come in
Yeah.
with St. Kitts wide open.
Yeah.
Some of them 6 months, boom, however they get their stay, and then they start bringing in the people. And they're bringing in the people. They look at what we do, and they go and they do it, right? So how is your business in terms of, since the open up from COVID, the change of the government, you know, they say when government change, things don't move as fast and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
How is it affecting your business, or are you facing, you see it as a difficulty in terms of where you don't know who to speak to, or whatever, who you're supposed to talk to maybe to get some help?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
there's
ahead,
some challenges within the business, but for me, I give thanks to the Almighty for everything, because today will be good and tomorrow we never know. So I give thanks for my blessings, because I used to live in the Virgin Islands, with the British Virgin Islands for 15 years, and I decided I'll come back to St. Kitts to make my contribution to St. Kitts, and I moved back in 2005. I left here when I was 16 years. And I spent 15 years out there. So I came back to make my contribution. And my grandfather was a farmer, and I also like farming, but when I was out there, I was an auto pass manager. But I do my farming on my spare time. And as I tell you before, I used to like to eat a lot, right? But I'd always say, no farm, no food. So I love farming. So coming back to St. Kitts, I started my business like putting things in a wheelbarrow my grandfather have and taking it to the community and selling what I have to the community, to the people in the community and around. And that's how I started off, and that was going real good, because there's some people who can't move around, and they could get that blessing with me coming by them, whether every Friday and every Saturday, and get that blessings. Now I open up my spot on the bypass road, opposite the army camp, Ital Creation. We do vegan and vegetarian food. So it's a step up. And I think, as I say in life, it's experience, and it depends on your vision. You can't let nobody keep it down, whether you get help or not. You know what I mean? We are the individual, and we need to stand up on our own still. But as I say, we still might need some strength that can make things better. But I give thanks to the Almighty for everything, and He's going to allow things to go through how we're supposed to go through, because, it is what it is.
Someone was telling me, because a lot of people, sometimes it's not everybody going to come and hear and speak. All of a sudden everything is like social media and everything. Yes, but there are persons that will have conversation one-on-one.
Yeah.
And one of the things that many people actually, was telling me, they said, Lavi, one of the problem that is facing our local business people, or just local people on the whole, we don't have, like I said, we don't have a boards of for
to help little business, small business.
yeah,
people.
right. We don't have a board, so everything. Basically, for instance, you have the Ministry of Education. So the PS, the permanent secretary, everything goes to them, right? So someone was saying that they think it's time now that they should have a board of directors. So you have like somebody that is representing, is knowledgeable when it comes to the technical division. It's because it's getting so big now. So now the educational department versus technical, right? They're saying that it is time that they really need to start looking into something like that, and that's the only thing going to try and help and protect us, and protect us in terms of giving us a chance to have divisions where we can go to, departments.
Right.
Then basically every time you're looking for politicians and meeting the politicians and expecting certain things. Because you meet a politician right now, sometimes he might not be in the particular area, he still have to channel it down to someone else.
Yes.
So I feel that our local people need more education, and education by getting the information out, ways to help the local people. Otherwise, what's going to happen here, and you're already seeing it, you find that even in foods, everybody cooking.
Right.
Nobody even went to no school to say, well, they have something to show to cook.
Yes.
Now, we don't expect to crank down on everything because people have to live, and that's the privilege of being in the British.
Yeah.
You don't need the papers and, to open up certain business. You very well know you can't live in those places down there, especially in the U.S.
Yeah.
And just say you're cooking and people coming. You can, but you have to kind of hide it.
They also have some kind of certificate or something.
Right, and even, you have to say your food handlers and all those kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I find that even as cosmetologists and barbers, normally you will have to have a health card for that. I realize here you don't have a health card because our bodies, we're going around people on a daily basis. So by being able to have your urine and your stool check, you're not just protecting the customers, but you're protecting yourself as well. Right? So in terms of, like I said, it's a new year. You see, we're already in April.
Yeah.
How is it in terms of your workers, like finding workers? I know someone was telling me that sometimes when they had is the STEP?
STEP program.
Right. Do you have any STEP workers?
Yes, I have. I have two at this moment. Right now I'm applying for some more because I also have my farm and don't have nobody. It'll be a challenge there sometimes right now. For me, it's a challenge there to get workers on my team. But still, as I always said, it is what it is. I'm seeking the help, but if I'm not getting it, I'm not going to let it keep me down. I'm going to keep going forward and do what needs to be done still. But I think for people who need help and using people as step worker, because the step worker is for them to learn. People who come to the job is a stepping stone for them to learn a trade, to carry them on for the next journey. I think still if somebody applying, like I apply, people need to investigate, come to my establishment, see what I really am doing, see what is my vision, to see why I need the help. Instead of government holding for a long time and nobody not coming. And I think that's what they should do, is to look into people, see what they're doing and visit them and see what their vision is, see what their business is, and see where really they need the help in.
Right, and I'm speaking to you not just as your business, but as a business-to-business entrepreneur. I've started when I was young.
Yeah.
And I see where a lot have not really improved in small business in St. Kitts and Nevis over the years. And the reason why I'm saying this, right, when I go down to some of the departments and some of the persons that they have in these departments, I don't think that they basically showing enough compassion like they care.
That's a good point to me, because I have faced that. It's just like any other job. I think people need some kind of training, customer service training, because the way how some people in some places do certain things. I'd always say if you're a police officer, immigration officer, at the point of time somebody come to you, you got the power at that time. You could tell somebody no, you could tell somebody yeah, you could be lenient, you could be this. But some people, they take advantage of the position.
Right. And I think that, we have, I don't know if you sometimes will hear little clippings and, you see people go around and say, think it's people, they don't have a customer service and they're doing this. But we always saying they. But a lot of these people who are saying they're not living up to the they because they included themselves.
Right.
And if we're going to just be saying that think it's this and the people ain't doing this and the people ain't doing that, then it's a societal problem. Because there's a lot of persons here, like think it is moving, but the people is not moving. The local people is not moving in the direction the way how think it is moving.
Yeah, I think a lot of some people here, we need to travel to see what's going on, to open up our mind. And some people don't get the chance to travel, so their mind stays a certain way.
And there's a lot of people can't travel. And this is why it is important that for those of us who have traveled, is to come back and pass and share on the knowledge,
Yes,
right? Yeah. I was speaking to a particular person, and I'm going to say this evening. This is Real Talk with Lavi. You're listening to 98.9 FM on WINN FM. We're in the island of St. Kitts and Nevis, wherever you are. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Share the page if you're on social media, tag a friend, and let them know that this is a program for the grassroots. This is a program that we touch on almost anything, but we're bringing it in a positive way. Love and light right here on the Real Talk.
Yes.
I was at Geneva Hospital, and there was a Philippine person that dealt with me. And in conversing with them, they was like, "You're not from here. You're not from here." And I was like, "Yes, I am." And they said, "Oh, go on like the people from here." And you know what? It's not just that particular person that will say this to me. And I know exactly what they're talking about. A lot of our people here, and it's not everybody, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But what they say, one bad apple spoil all. And our people sometimes, like I said, think it is moving, but we have such a rough, sometimes a mean approach, a don't care kind of attitude.
Yeah.
We just ready to just punch on somebody over opinion. Yeah. Persons are carrying the qualifications as the subjects, whatever, from the book sense on the shoulder.
Yeah.
So they have no respect for the common people. And that is why some of them look so not conscious and aware of what is happening, because our local people, and it's so sad because we're not even fighting like a race culture. We're facing a black on black issue, right? And the Philippine gentleman was telling me, he said that they are trying to do the same thing what they do in Philippines over there to the hospital to really, give the kind of service. And apparently a few weeks ago, and I remember that there was some U.S., I think it's the Navy, the Air Force or whatever, that was here training, giving training. And I saw that right here because it also was over at the Marriott.
Right.
And what the impression I got, and I think people are actually speaking to me because they recognize that what I'm doing here. Right. So sometimes I got to be so careful now because when I'm speaking, I'm thinking that it's just one type people, but not because that you don't see them, they're listening.
Right.
They want to learn, they want to understand how we think, what we're doing, because they're in our country.
Yes.
And a lot of them are playing a real major role here in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yes.
And what the gentleman was telling me that, he said, Lavi, he said, even right here, Dr. Jew is doing so much for the hospital. He's trying his best.
Yes.
But he said there's a wall.
Yeah.
And the wall is between the locals. So, but I think I have the answer to that. You're correct. A lot of people have not really traveled out. They probably go away and get their subjects, but they have not really stayed long enough to work and get work ethics and understand culture.
Right.
So I think even though we're in St. Kitts and Nevis, a lot of our locals, many of them have only dealt with one type people.
Right.
2, 4, 7, one type people.
Right.
And if they go in the U.S., you're working in a diversity of different cultures. They're going to be mixing. You're not going to just see black there, this there. You're passing things on the way. You have it's like ethnicity, you know, different cultures.
Yes, yeah,
They
yeah.
want that because that is how you'll be able to understand other people.
Right.
So I know we don't have enough ethnicity here, you know, but I just want to appeal to the general public, if you're listening to me, if you're from my country, St. Kitts and Nevis, it is time that you kind of have to start to broaden your horizon.
Right.
Try to come out of whatever fears or grudges or maybe how we was raised. This is a whole different ballgame because St. Kitts is not going to get any better in terms of when we're thinking that it's like back in the days. It's not going to come back in the days.
Yeah.
This is a new generation, and we have to be a part of the generation to far right.
Yes. That's true, and you raised a point there, right? But I think here in St. Kitts, I will say for St. Kitts, where how we grew up, and a lot of people have a lot of traumas and have a lot of pain.
Childhood trauma.
Yeah. And that what causing. That's why when you go to a job place, they approach with people that don't approach you properly. Because they might just come from home and they have argument with the partner, somebody, and they come to work and they come to work with pain. And I think that happening in St. Kitts a lot. Not just that, but a lot of people in St. Kitts, there's neighbors that even molest us, molesting children.
Not even neighbors,
And
even in
doing-
your household.
And doing all these things. So that was saying a lot of pain. The country is small. You know what I mean? And if we have neighbors and household people doing these things to us, and you go to work and you go to work, you're going with pain. So that pain allow you not to deal with people properly. That's a serious problem.
But don't you think that we all come from the pain?
We all come from it, but some don't know how to let it go.
But that is, well, letting go is hard, and I cannot relive someone if they go through that kind of childhood trauma.
Yeah.
But that is where gender affairs and all these different things, like I said, is to make sure that we build rehabilitation place, we build centers, we have places where persons in these kind of situations that they can go to where it don't even have to have a name either. It can be private.
Yeah.
I know when I was living in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, you had places even for homeless or domestic, like families, household,
Yeah, yeah.
and domestic violence. Sometimes people think it's just boyfriend and girlfriend, but you're talking about husband and wife too.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have places down there where they have even homes that nobody know and they don't have a particular name to it.
Yeah,
it's kind
yeah.
of privatized.
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like, as you said, a lot of people have childhood trauma, childhood pain, and I fully well know about all these things.
Yeah.
And for me,
Not having a father.
not having a father,
in the home,
a mother,
mother in the
you
home.
know, in the home, they could be deceased or they could probably just was not a nurturer,
Yeah.
because someone was on my show, and Shelly Gumbs out of the Virgin Islands.
Right.
She's a crisis counselor, and Shelly said that, you know, not because you're having sex doesn't make you a parent,
Right, right.
you know. But it is what it is. I just
Because
feel that,
Some people ain't ready, even for family, but they get children.
well, and what I see happening here comfortable right now is where we actually, I guess it comes from the African tribal, where one man will have multiple women, multiple children, and barely could afford himself, much less others. And when you have an independent woman like Lavi Gumbs and others, it becomes an issue where I am now the target, even just for standing up for myself. How do you feel about that? As a man, as a Rasta man, when it comes to just being able to know you have a strong woman, a nurturer by your side.
Well, I for sure have one, and she for sure give me a lot of encouragement, because that's what we need, not someone to speak words to you that to bring you down because there's an issue, but to lift you up and to support you and to strengthen you. So I for sure have one. So I give thanks for the blessing, but I have struggles in my past with relationships, You know, I have 6 children totally, and I give thanks for all them blessings. But as I say, you know, the struggle start with family, and you go to your jobs, and you're going to go with your pain and your traumas. We go into relationship with traumas and pain, and we think that it's going to work, and it don't work. And sometimes we love someone, but the other person don't really show us that love that we need to get, but we still stay in the relationship.
So someone just messaged here on Facebook on the live, and they said basically what you're talking about is a mental health problem. And that is it. We are facing a mental health problem here where I don't think a lot of people understand what is mental health.
In America, you always find people go for help, and they go for psychologists, right? But you don't find much of we local people we think about doing that. So reaching out for somebody to reason with them, to let them know what they're going through. We women will keep things to ourselves. So all that boil up and boil up and boil like a pressure cooker until you're ready to just explode. You go to your job today and you just, somebody tell you something and you just ain't treat them right because you already have something in you that you need to get it out, but you don't know how to bring it out, you know.
Well, we have quite a few people on the chat. I got to say good evening to Mr. C.G. Walwyn. He was once commissioner of the police here. Yeah. He followed the Real Talk. I had him, matter of fact, I think, if not my first show, probably the second show. And he was very instrumental on this show. He kept following the page. Yes, yes. And I'm truly blessed to have people like Mr. C.G. Walwyn, even to be following the Real Talk.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because like I said, we have come as in St. Kitts and Nevis, all of a sudden, we look like we're waiting for a certain kind of color, a certain perception to bring the message to us. They can't look like you and I. Right. And this is really some mental health, some serious, deep issues.
Strong in St. Kitts.
That is strong in St. Kitts, that when we see in our young children, you know, imagine you just get a baby, a boy child in particular, and just waiting between 10 years, if it lasts that long, between 14 to 18. And on the 30 years, we're looking for a disaster from our black babies. Right, right. And that should not be. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of it, as you said, it stems from childhood, and it stems not just from the child itself, but the parent that is bringing these children. Yes. And also the society, because sometimes we do put out our best, but what is out there? You will tell your boy child or your girl child, don't go down the road, or don't follow this company. But he's following who he knows. Right. You know, so what you're going to do, lock your child up. As someone say, and I'm going to say this is Real Talk with Lavi Gumbs, like for instance, the Honorable Congress Maynard, where someone is saying, well, Congress ain't have no childhood, he ain't had no small days. But who are we to be saying about Congress and his childhood when there was not a part of his childhood? Right, right. It's his parents raised them, raised him. And this is a problem I have here in St. Kitts and Nevis. I'm not being political because I should not have to be on a party, supporting a party to just speak good about them. And I should not have to not be for a party to just be speaking bad about them. Right. But I like to bring the real message. And I feel that there's a limit where Kittitians need boundaries. We need to respect people. Exactly. Because if the Honorable Congress Maynard is not doing a good job, judge him based upon what he's not doing. But to go personal and talk about how he weighs, when none of them never even changed this boy nappies. Right. So you see what we're talking about here in St. Kitts and Nevis? Yeah, yeah. Even some of these people that say that they went to study and they have all the degree, but they're behaving like lunatic. They're behaving like gossipers. They're behaving like they have mental issues. So you understand that mental issues, it don't have no face. Character, and if you have an unruly behavioral disorder, it is a mental case, whether you have degree or you don't have any degree.
Yeah. Yeah, that don't change it. Whether you got a degree or not, you still have to deal with yourself. No matter how far you go, you can't run from yourself. You know, whether you're going to the mountain or not, you still can't run from yourself. You see, people need to find the breath. We need to find ourselves, and we're not finding ourselves. I mean, a time for yourself that you can just relax and seek within yourself. Some we say meditation then, you know, taking a deep breath within yourself, you know, finding that breath so you can, you know, be more humble, and we're not being humble. So through we're not being humble and all the traumas and the pain within us, it causing us to lash out. And lash out on somebody when we ain't like something, because somebody do something, we judge the whole life. But, you know, we self not perfect. You know?
Somebody said big mind discuss ideas, average mind discuss events, and small mind discuss people. So we have a lot, and there you go. You have a lot of small-minded people even when they go to college.
Yeah, it don't matter.
And what we're seeing here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and this is why entrepreneurship and small business cannot rise to the level that it needs to rise to compete with any business in terms of high end.
Yeah.
Because we are, all of a sudden, we become a people where we don't have no respect for no one unless he have 10, 20 subjects. So all of a sudden, oh, my child bright. This other one maybe have, you know, he's so creative, so he's on football, in sports, cricket. He might be with his hands painting.
Drawing or something.
Drawing. But they look at those things as nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and until St. Kitts and Nevis, and in particular St. Kitts, because I find in Nevis, the people over there in divisions are about business. The men and the women. The percentage of division men and women, and that's why Mr. Mark Brantley does talk so boasting, and when I say boasting, confident. Right? And I have to really say confident, because, you know, when we do things boasting, and I just use it because you're strong and you're, you know, there might be pompous, but they're saying the conversation tonight.
Yeah.
But that is why when you see Mr. Mark Brantley speak, whether you like him or not, they have that vision, confidence.
Yes, yeah.
And the average Kittitian man, and I'm not telling people how to dress, but they have some fine women, educated women, have good jobs. And when the woman go out, for instance, on her birthday or a particular occasion, she all dressed dolls up with her hair done, head to toe stitched down, and there goes Mr. Man just walking, jog along in some joggers and some whatever. Very, very basic. Now, one would say, well, that's the man. You must know where you pick up.
Yeah.
But then again, we have women like Lavi Gumbs,
Yes.
who is very strong-minded, and I am not looking for a man. He don't have to have no jacket and tie.
Right.
But there comes a point in time, Lord man, if Miss Tushop was Tushop to know,
You understand?
surprise me.
Right.
How do you feel about that as a Rasta man? Because this is all about business and entrepreneurship, you know.
Well, I tell you, even these clothes I have on, my Empress bought them.
Okay. Just stand up, let me
Understand?
stand up, let me see you. Stand up, let me see you.
Oh, boy, you see?
Pause for the camera, man. Go down there, go down.
You know?
You gotta move the chair.
She buy them like she
Turn
want
around,
to.
turn around.
You see?
Your woman buy them, right?
Yeah, so
And look how good you look.
I give thanks, you know what I mean? I give thanks.
Look at that. And a Rastafari, a Rastafarian, say he woman, buy them.
Yeah.
I don't think that without basically enough men in St. Kitts, they're really confident enough to speak about the woman. Even the ministers of government, a lot of them will start off and they will basically, all the dignitaries, they acknowledge all of them. And they won't even acknowledge their wife.
Right.
You look at the president in America, in particular, Mr. Obama, you know, the way how America has designed, it have its good and its bad. But America really promote families, you know.
Right.
And America promote families and being able to be independent simply because the more independent you are, you're not dependent on the government. And that is what America, I don't know about now, but the America.
Yes.
That is what they was promoting.
Yes.
And that is why a lot of foreigners, I would say immigrants, made up America because of entrepreneurship. We was able to be independent.
Right.
But it's like on a reverse down here now. Our locals are not being the leaders in entrepreneur because it's so many things. It's so difficult to really start off a business. They put you in the category of everybody,
Right.
you know. And also a lot of persons that are in the skill division. You could have education in skill division too. You have to be able to up your game because you have your business. I see the way how you put your menu.
Yes.
So would you say that was because of being in St. Kitts or because you was abroad and you see all of that?
I just, it's life experience. Life experience that brought me to where I am right now. So, just being in things that are abroad is just life experience. Everybody just do things different. And the way I do my menu, somebody else might do it different. So
Somebody say it's time for you to marry her now.
time for me to marry her.
Yes.
She already my wife, man.
She already your wife?
We engaged.
You engaged?
Yes.
So when is the wedding?
Soon to be.
Soon?
Yes.
Make sure you message me, right?
For sure.
I ain't gonna put it on the ear, but after I'll bring out everything.
All right.
Bring the two of y'all on the show. So you hear that, my girl? Celine Tobias, he engaged her. Well, he'll be a fool if he ain't keep her. She don't buy any she clothes. He said that she's a strong woman. She's independent. She make him look better. Look how good he look. Watch him.
We work together. Matter of fact, if anybody need healing, breath work, she do all of that.
Oh,
They
nice.
can come to the farm and she do breath work.
But you kept saying she. What's the empress name?
Mohini,
Mohini?
yes.
Is that an African name?
Indian name.
Indian? Mohini?
Mohini Divi.
Mahini Divi?
Yeah.
I like that. So Lavi could work
You
then.
can come yourself by saying we think we have a lot of traumas and pain and we need to find a breath. So doing a breathing exercise will help us. So this is what she do. You come and she gonna show you how to breathe properly
really?
to ease that.
So inhale
Yes, and then breathe for a while and you let it go.
and you exhale.
Let go of the trauma and the pain that you have. Whatever happened yesterday, you let it go. We carrying too much of burden.
Yeah. But a lot of us are carrying a lot of burden too because a lot of us has gone very superficial, like I said. We get so comfortable and we're trying to look and follow the Hollywood people. And all these years, even when they come down here for the music festival, you don't hear them up. Look at Rihanna. Rihanna, we will bigger up in the Caribbean. I never one time hear Rihanna mention St. Kitts.
Right.
And I don't be on top of social media and even the fellas, who I feel like I get a lot of attack from? Small-minded men. Not a lot. But there's a few men that feel like opinions and they're the smartest and they sit and they just read. And if the fools that are on social media reading what people saying about other people and they fall into that, and then when they meet the person in real life, totally different from what they're putting out. So sometimes people are hiding behind the flaws and they use social media to heal them, but it's healing them in the negative.
Right.
It's healing them to envy people and to put down people. They don't try that with me, but Laverne is I am a lioness.
One month you're born.
April.
Okay.
Last week, the 4th, you saw balance it is?
Oh,
4-4.
Yeah, I remember your body just gone for
4-4. But so if you hit me hard, you hear it say 4-4.
Yeah.
April 4th, the only thing made by 1964, that'll make me even more even.
Wow.
Right? But I could tell you this much, that I am going to be that woman that came from Monkey Hill, made a name for myself, where people think the hairdresser. And what people don't understand, I learned hairdressing. It's a part of cosmetology because I was not an apprentice. I went to school. And when I went to school or not, right, I have educated myself and continue learning. Ongoing education. So anyone in small business, if we go out and educate ourselves and keep on learning, we won't have time to be focusing on somebody else and thinking mean and bad about them. Unfortunately, this evening I wasn't able to read all of the person's that's online that is messaging. But I got to tell you guys, I see and I, feel the vibes of what you guys are saying here tonight. It says good vibes.
Yes.
I really want to bring you back. Everybody come on the show said they want to come back,
Right.
but we need more discussions. And in order to make the government better, it need people like us.
We are going to be part.
We have to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And we have to make our voices heard. Last but not least, we need St. Kitts people. We need to have association. This is what's going to protect us, because we have Jamaica Association, St. Vincent Association, this association, Indian Association, all kind of association here. They can put their information and it can go to the Parliament.
Yeah.
We don't have nobody. You know what we do? We go on top of the radio station and we just talk, curse, chat. That's not good enough. This is Real Talk with Lavi Gumbs. Thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, we're going to continue this discussion. I don't know if Jufara can come back, but this is what we bring here on Real Talk.
Yes.
Bringing it real to open the minds of our local people so we can start thinking better
Yes.
for yourself and for the nation
Give thanks for inviting me.
all the time.
Blessings.
One love.
That's when I know it was just a